How is royal outcast Andrew paying for £12 million deal? Questions over financing of sex abuse settlement as palace refuses to say if Queen, 95, is helping pay for it with Duke's £18 million Verbier chalet still not sold. Calls intensified today for the financial arrangements of Prince Andrew's sex abuse lawsuit settlement to be revealed as Buckingham Palace again refused to say whether it could be partially funded by the Queen. His mother is expected to foot some of the estimated £12 million bill in a bid to draw a line under it before her much-anticipated Platinum Jubilee celebrations this summer. But there is anger at how the Queen, 95, has effectively been forced to bail out the disgraced Duke of York, 61, whose modest pension from his time in the Royal Navy is now his only visible income, amid calls for the public to be told who is financing the deal. Andrew has been dogged by questions over the source of his wealth for years, and is believed to have relied on handouts from the Queen, personal investments and bequests from relatives such as the Queen Mother. Graham Smith, from anti-monarchy campaign group Republic, insisted taxpayers deserve to know where the money is coming from for a settlement, which we must assume is in the millions, if not tens of millions. But the Queen's Communications Secretary, Donald McCabe, told Mail Online today, "We have never commented on the financial arrangements of the Duke's legal matters and will not be going forward." It has been suggested that the Queen has used her private income to help Andrew with his legal bills, and the Daily Telegraph reported that she would contribute to the settlement using income from her private Duchy of Lancaster estate. However, Buckingham Palace would not comment on the claim, and courtiers have tried to distance the monarch from the U.S. court case. The Telegraph reported that the total amount that the victim and her charity will receive will actually exceed £12 million, with the funds coming from the Duchy of Lancaster estate, which recently increased by £1. £5 million to more than £23 million. One source of Andrew's income may be the sale of Sunning Hill Park, the 12-bedroom country house near Windsor which was a wedding gift from the Queen. The property went unsold for 5 years before it was bought in 2007 for £15 million, £3 million over the asking price, by Timur Kulibayev, son-in-law of Andrew's friend Nursultan Nazarbayev, Kazakhstan's ex-autocratic ruler. Andrew now lives at Royal Lodge in Windsor Great Park, the former home of the Queen Mother, on a preferential but undisclosed 100-year lease from the Crown Estate. He and his ex-wife Sarah share the sprawling Grade II listed house but could move out to minimize costs, although it would not bring them any extra income. The Yorks bought an £18 million ski chalet in the Swiss resort of Verbier in 2014 but put it on the market following a legal dispute with its former owner. French socialite Isabelle de Rouve took legal action after a final £5 million installment on Chalet Hallora was not paid, but said the debt was settled last year, clearing the way for it to be sold. It was put on the market for around £18 million, but it was not clear how much of the £13 million mortgage remains and a sale has not yet been completed. Sources also pointed out that while there will now be a period of silence during the Jubilee celebrations when both parties will have to stick to the terms of yesterday's carefully worded statement, Mrs. Giuffre would then not be stopped from writing a lucrative book telling her story which could hit the shelves in time for Christmas. Prince Charles was said to have been supported by the Queen in making it clear to Andrew that he had no choice but to settle with Mrs. Giuffre, with one source telling Mail Online that Charles had had enough of the situation and would have said to Andrew that he needed to get this sorted out as soon as possible. A senior royal household member told The Standard that Charles and the Queen could not countenance another disastrous appearance by the Duke of York, in light of his BBC interview, adding, decisive action was needed. There was little choice. He had to see sense. While Andrew is thought to be holed up at his Royal Lodge home in Windsor today, on the other side of the world a box of beers and a bouquet of flowers were being delivered to Mrs. Giuffre and her husband Robert's home in Perth, Australia. And her father Sky Roberts told The Sun, "I knew he would settle out of court. That was a complete bluff. I think Virginia will be happy." Meanwhile, despite the settlement, it is feared that the scandal could still overshadow poignant Platinum Jubilee celebrations for the UK in the coming months. Also today, the Metropolitan Police said they have no plans to reopen their own probe into Andrew despite calls for officers to re-examine evidence after the deal.